Hello everybody, Leticia here. Today I am at Redwood Grove Nature Preserve. April 1st, 2024 marks my first interview with the project and operation lead of Grassroots Ecology, Emily Sharp. Let's go. Emily, hello.
Hi.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Yes, at Redwood Grove Nature Preserve. And you are the project and organization leader of Grassroots Ecology?
Yeah, my title is Project and Operations Lead at Grassroots Ecology.
Great. So can you introduce yourself and your organization?
Absolutely. So I'm part of Grassroots Ecology. We're a nonprofit. We're based in Palo Alto, and we do community-based habitat restoration all throughout the peninsula and South Bay. So we work at about 25 parks and open space preserves.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So can you introduce some of the things you do at the Redwoods Nature Preserve?
absolutely. So welcome to Redwood Grove Nature Preserve. Just a quick land acknowledgement. We are on the unceded ancestral land of a few different indigenous groups who are native to this area. In particular, the Tamian Nation and the Muwekma Ohlone have lived here since time immemorial. And it's really thanks to them that we have such amazing biodiversity in this area.
Yes.
So we've been working here since about 2009. A few of the things that we do are removing invasive plant species. Really, they take up a lot of the resources from our native plants, things like water and sunlight. So we remove them with the help of volunteers. We also plant native plants. We have a native plant nursery located at Foothills Nature Preserve in Palo Alto. So we plant hundreds of native plants every year all throughout the preserve to create great habitat, to promote the good water quality, prevent erosion, and things like that.
That's amazing. You shed a lot of light on this amazing organization. So, how did you guys get started? Was it like a mission or like your passion for nature that got the whole program going?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've been around in some form actually since 1970. We really started out as just a group of people who were interested in the environment working along San Francisco Creek in Palo Alto. A lot of our creeks have undergone a lot of changes over the last couple of hundred years. A lot of them have been channelized. There's been a lot of erosion along them. And so people wanted to use native plants to help improve the state of our creeks. And really we just grew from there. We became a project of another organization called Acterra, and then we became our own nonprofit in 2018.
That's amazing. So I read a little on your website, and the motto statement was that your goal was to inspire others to protect the nature. And I got from there that you guys really value teamwork and are almost like fueled by the passionate volunteers who coincide with you guys and protect nature. So what do you think of these passionate volunteers?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's very well said. I would say volunteers are really the foundation of our organization, absolutely. I feel like in that way we're able to really amplify our impact. You know, we couldn't get very much done if it was just a few of us out here working, but when we have 20 or 30 volunteers at a time, we're able to get so much work done.
Yes, teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly.
So how do you get in reach with those volunteers? Do they just go on your website, or do you phone them, or?
Yeah, a lot of our volunteers are actually people who we meet out at our preserves who just come out to enjoy them and want to help make them better places for other people too, which is awesome. But yeah, we do a lot of online advertising and some directed community outreach to certain groups that we want to connect with.
Awesome. Yeah. Habitat restoration. I read on your website that it's a big part of what makes, well, this nature preserve and Grassroots Ecology what it is. So planting native plants, remove the invasive ones. So are there any spots in this nature preserve that you would like to highlight this?
Yeah, do you want to take a walk and I can show you some of our native planting areas?
Great, amazing.
Well, let's do it. So this is one of our many native planting areas here in Redwood Grove. This is one of my favorite native plants. Actually, you can touch it, it's really soft. It also smells really good.
Oh wow, it's like fuzzy.
Yeah. This is called hummingbird sage. It's called that because it has these little pink flowers that are the perfect shape for a little hummingbird beak to come and pollinate them.
Oh, so do you usually see like hummingbirds just like sucking nectar out of these?
We do see hummingbirds in this preserve sometimes. We also have a lot of other insects like native bees and wasps who like to hang out on these native plants.
Wow, so these native plants are really important to this area because they and the wildlife here naturally connect, right?
Exactly. They've spent millions of years evolving together, and a lot of insects are really picky and they'll only eat one or two species of plants. So it's really important to have those plants here in our natural spaces.
So just to make a contrast to see what Grassroots Ecology accomplishes, what would this scene be if there were invasive plants here?
Yeah, so invasive plants often grow into what we call a monoculture, which is just one species of plant taking over a huge area. And really healthy ecosystems need biodiversity, lots of different types of species playing different roles in the ecosystem, supporting different pollinators, or some of them have really deep roots that keep soil in place. So really we need a mix of all of those species.
Amazing. So how's habitat restoration going along?
Oh, we've been working here since 2009 and we've seen a really big change in the preserve. It used to be covered by this invasive species called Algerian ivy. We've actually removed almost all of that ivy with the help of volunteers and been able to replace it with native plants. So I think it's going pretty well, but there's always more work to do.
Wow, that's amazing. And how do you get the community hyped about this?
Well, a lot of it is young people who come out and volunteer with us who are really enthusiastic. I love working with middle school students and high school students who are able to bring their friends out and, like I said, really amplify the work that we do.
That's great. And so there's almost this like community science, community work together that connects this neighborhood to protect nature.
Exactly. Yes, I'm so grateful for our surrounding community who really care about this preserve and, want to see it thrive into the future.
That's amazing. What would be your words of wisdom to kids who want to make a difference in nature? What should they do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think everything seems more intimidating when it feels like you're facing it alone.
Yes.
So I think my advice would be to get your friends together or get your family together and then take environmental action as a group. I think there's a lot of little things that you can do around your house, like reducing the amount of water that you use or reducing the use of fertilizers and pesticides in your yard. But I also think that coming out to volunteer at your local parks and open spaces is a great way to learn about other environmental action that you can take.
Amazing. So after all of your experience with Grassroots Ecology, and you've been a member since...
I started in 2019.
Wow, so you're one of the more trained and more in-depth members of this, yeah?
I've been here about 4.5 years now. And one cool thing about our organization is that we're constantly bringing in new people. We have a lot of AmeriCorps members. I started as an AmeriCorps member, and that's a great way for people to get started in the environmental field.
Awesome. So after all of your years of experience and hear from the expert, what quality of Grassroots Ecology do you think makes it unique from all of the other nature organizations out there?
I really think that the fact that we do our work alongside the community is what makes us strong as an organization. It allows us to do a lot more than we could do on our own. And we just have such a wide range of volunteers of different ages and different backgrounds who are able to teach us a lot about these spaces. But honestly, we need lots of different organizations doing lots of different work in our community. I really think that so many different actions are important.
That's amazing how you connect with the community and make this world a better place. Any future plans?
We definitely are planning to keep working here. We do a lot of restoration along Adobe Creek, which is the creek that flows through this preserve. And I think we want to keep strengthening the banks of Adobe Creek to mitigate erosion and just acknowledge that it's a really important wildlife corridor that animals use to migrate along through our area along the creek. So we want to keep restoring the creek. And then also offer more volunteer programs. We've gotten a lot of feedback that people want more programs, and we'd like to improve access to our programs for people who've been historically excluded from the environmental space. So that's our goal over the next couple of years, is to just focus on doing more programs, more restoration work. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And so from all that you've said, I gather that teamwork and passion for restoring a balance in nature is almost like the fuel for Grassroots Ecology. What would you say the program's main value is that makes it what it is today?
Yeah, I think combining hands-on service with education is a big value that it provides. I think if people are learning while they're doing hands-on restoration work, then they can take that new knowledge that they've gained and make changes in their home life or share that information with their families and friends, and that'll create a even bigger impact.
Awesome. So the volunteer activities really fuel this program. Any upcoming ones?
We have a lot coming up. We do a program for middle school, high school, and community college students called Youth Stewards. That's going to be happening this summer. So
wow.
If you're a student or you know any students, I really recommend that you look into it. It's a really great way to get to know one preserve a lot better. We also have a few internship programs for people looking to get more involved. And then I always just recommend our weekend volunteer work days. It's 3 hours, you don't need any experience, and it's just a really great way to get hands-on restoration.
Amazing. Well, this interview has been amazing. It's shed a light on grassroots ecology and what it accomplishes in nature. Thank you so much, Emily Sharp, for getting the time to interview me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So everybody, at the brink of a conclusion, I have to tell you this. Please go on Grassroots Ecology's website, grassrootsecology.org, no space, again, grassrootsecology.org. Check out their website, it's amazing, it's filled with awesome stuff, and maybe you can even book a chance to volunteer.